Israel has announced it will sever all ties with the United Nations Relief and Works Agency, the primary organization providing humanitarian aid to Palestinian refugees. Israeli UN envoy Dani Danon stated that Israel will terminate all communication and collaboration with UNRWA or any entity acting on its behalf, citing security concerns.
I hereby inform the United Nations and the Security Council that the legislation concerning UNRWA's activities in Israel will officially come into force in 48 hours on January 30. In accordance with applicable Israeli law and following the termination of the provisional agreement, UNRWA must cease its operations and evacuate all premises it operates in Jerusalem, including the properties located in Ma'alot Dafna and Kfar Akeb.
UNRWA, which estimates that it has delivered 60% of Gaza's food aid since the war began in October 2023, is facing what its chief Philippe Lazzarini calls a relentless assault from Israel. Speaking at a UN Security Council meeting, Lazzarini warned that these actions are harming the lives and futures of Palestinians in the occupied territories, eroding trust in the international community and jeopardizing prospects for peace and stability.
This is not without risk for our Palestinian colleagues, who face an exceptionally hostile operating environment fostered in part by a fierce disinformation campaign. Member of the Council, the government of Israel is investing significant resources to portray the agency as a terrorist organization and our staff as terrorist or terrorist sympathizer. Billboards and ads accusing UNRWA of terrorism recently appeared in major cities around the world. They were paid for by the Israeli Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Google ad campaigns redirect those seeking information about the agency to websites replete with disinformation. The absurdity of anti-UNRWA propaganda does not diminish the threat it poses to our staff, especially those in the occupied West Bank and in Gaza, where 273 of our colleagues have been killed.
Meanwhile, over 200,000 displaced Palestinians have returned to northern Gaza, where devastation remains widespread. UN observers reported long streams of people moving northward along Gaza's coastline. The Senate recently passed controversial amendments to the Prevention of Electronic Crimes Act 2016, which has triggered protests nationwide. The amendments, which include a new section penalizing the spread of fake news online, impose harsh penalties for those who intentionally share false information that could cause societal unrest. Journalists and media bodies have strongly criticized the amendments, claiming that they represent an attack on freedom of expression. The amendments, which await presidential approval, have sparked protests across major cities including Islamabad, Karachi, Lahore, Quetta and Faisalabad. The Pakistan Federal Union of Journalists has been at the forefront of these demonstrations, demanding the withdrawal of the amendments. The protests have focused on concerns that the law would be used to target journalists, restrict press freedom and control the digital landscape. In response to the protests, PPP members including Senator Shahir Rahman have hinted at bringing further amendments to address concerns, acknowledging the need for more consultation. The Senate also approved the Digital Nation Bill aimed at transforming Pakistan into a digital society and centralizing citizens' data. This bill also awaits presidential approval, and while some see it as a step forward, critics have voiced concerns about its potential further tightening government control over digital platforms. In a series of executive orders signed on January 28, 2025, US President Donald Trump addressed several key military and defense issues. He moved to remove diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives from the military, reinstating troops discharged for refusing the COVID-19 vaccine, and issued a new policy regarding transgender service members, banning the use of invented pronouns. Trump's actions have faced backlash from advocacy groups, calling them illegal and discriminatory. In addition, Trump signed an executive order aiming to develop a US version of the Iron Dome, a short-range air defense system. Meanwhile, in a productive phone call with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Trump emphasized the importance of fair trade and increased purchases of American-made security equipment. The two leaders also discussed immigration and the Quad alliance, which includes the US, India, Australia, and Japan.